What is a loser? After spending a considerable amount of time studying that word, this is how I would put it now. A loser is someone who wastes their time on low-leverage activities which are nothing other than some bull, perpetually embraces comfort and ease over challenge and discipline, complains endlessly, is stuck in an endless feedback loop of fear, secretly loves being stuck in a rut, is painfully selfish, but usually won't admit to being selfish, has essentially given up in their lives. A loser does absolutely nothing of significance with their time, energy, and attention, and then wraps it all up by blaming the circumstances of their life on someone or something else, like their parents, their childhood, the government, a bad breakup that happened years ago. You know how it goes. You can spot a loser by the way they speak, spend their time, and who they associate with. They don't value their time or energy highly, so it's easy for them to make decisions that sabotage their efforts. They eat loser food. They binge on processed garbage that keeps them half asleep in their waking hours. They constantly complain about the quote-unquote 1% having all of the money and wish that they would distribute their wealth among the lower and middle class. Because losers want to be spoon-fed and handheld even when they're adults. Losers also stay up late, sleep in, ignore their bodies, and waste their time on an endless merry-go-round of superficial nothingness because they don't have the courage to give their unique gifts to the world. All of this begs the question, are some people just destined to be losers from birth? Absolutely not. Are most people losers? Hard to say. Is anyone a loser all of the time? No. Being a loser is not a static way of being. It is not a forever thing. Losers are grown, cultivated. They're created over time. And losers can turn themselves into winners by changing their beliefs and their behaviors. So if eating like trash, treating your body terribly, having poor sleep habits, and making compulsive short-term focused decisions slowly turns you into a loser, how can you become a winner? What's the secret key that transforms you from a loser into a winner? First, there is a concept that is imperative to understand, and that is the difference between a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. Some people believe that mindset is a fixed entity. In other words, they have the foundational belief that I am the way I am, and there's no changing it. I've always believed this, so I'll believe it forever. I've always been bad at maths or art or singing, so I'll always be bad at maths or art or singing. I can't do stand-up because I simply am this way. The healthy version of a fixed mindset is self-acceptance, self-honoring, and realism. Knowing who you truly are at your core, honoring those parts of yourself, and knowing what your real-life limitations are. But for the most part, a fixed mindset keeps you stuck. If you don't believe that people can change, then, magically, you've already gotten yourself off the hook for not needing to change. Because if it isn't possible, then why bother, right? Wrong. Enter growth mindset. People with a growth mindset see everything as alterable. They think along these lines. I don't know how to do this, but I'm excited to figure it out. I haven't been historically good at maths or art, but I'm willing to study, learn, practice, and get better in this area. I've never been able to achieve this in the past, but with the right teachers, mentors, or models in place, I'm sure I can figure it out with a bit of help. If you believe that you can change, and that our brains, beliefs, and abilities are malleable, then you'll be that much more willing to take on new challenges and overcome them. Remember, a loser's mind is steeped in loser thoughts because it's easier to hide behind a foggy wall of fear, insecurity, and incompetence than it is to consciously choose to take responsibility for oneself and make forward progress in life. A winner is steeped in winner thoughts because they have slowly earned their mindset over time by achieving results in the real world, and because their beliefs have been cultivated by what they have allowed into their mind. Just like you can let high-quality food nutrients into your body, you can also let high-quality brain nutrients into your mind by feeding yourself with beliefs, thoughts, and worldviews that are encouraging instead of fear-based or self-defeating. And again, I want to stress the importance of the idea that being a loser isn't a black and white scenario where you're either a loser or winner across your entire life. It's more nuanced than that. Winners can have loser days, or loser mornings, or loser moments. The point is to recognize when you are inhabiting a state of being that is more conducive to loser psychology versus when you are living from your inner winner. It's not an either-or. You can't get permanently locked in one or the other. Understanding this process is about the constant battle between your inner loser and your inner winner. You get to choose which one you are living from throughout your entire life, moment to moment. The battle never ends. And you always have to be on the lookout for the influences that want to drag you down into your inner loser. And this isn't a 1 week, 1 month, 1 year thing after which you can take a quote-unquote long-deserved break. It's a way of life. It's the blueprint for how you spend your day every day. Keep in mind, losers are eternally short-term focused. Winners play the long game. A typical loser eats food that makes them feel good in the moment, but then horrible later. They make spending decisions that serve them for minutes or days or weeks, but that screw them up in the long run. They treat people in a way that feels good today, but that burns bridges over the long haul. Winners, on the other hand, eat food that gives them sustainable energy and serves their body in the long run. They use their money in a way that sets them up for a good life. They treat people in a way that builds deep trust and healthy interdependence. This is a consistent through line in what makes someone a winner or a loser. If your life is the life of a loser, analyze all of the ways in which you make decisions that serve you in the short term. If you want to flip your loser life on its head, start making all of your decisions in a way that sets you up the best in the long term. Invest in your education as if you'll live forever. Invest your money in a way that will pay off in 10, 20, or even 50 years. Instead of prioritizing your food choices exclusively on what tastes good at the moment, which are generally things loaded with white salt, processed sugar, and low-quality fats, start eating in a way that will slow the natural degradation of your body. Before you eat most of the food you eat, ask yourself the questions: will this give me more energy in a few hours from now or less? And is this choice more or less likely to give me an otherwise preventable disease several decades from now? Spend time around people that are challenging for you to be around because they call you to be your greatest self, even though it might often be confronting in the moment. In all areas of your life, ask yourself, is this only good for me now, or will this set me up for a better future? Obviously, the point isn't to get obsessive with this stuff. By no means am I admonishing eating junk food, making occasional impulsive spending decisions, or spending time with people who aren't the best for you, but are entertaining nonetheless. Don't become a puritanical, zero-adventure, monk-like boring person with no stories to tell. You want to spend $800 on a concert ticket? Go for it. Want to skip your workout for a few days because you'd rather play Fruit Ninja on your iPad? Do it. You want to eat an entire triple-topping large pizza because you just got dumped? Binge it up. The point is to monitor what percentage of the time you're making loser decisions versus winner decisions, and adjusting accordingly. Again, this is all sliding scale stuff, not black and white. Make good decisions most of the time, and you'll be better off than most. I'm simply asking you to observe your mind and see how often you're making decisions based on immediate payoff versus long-term rewards. A loser only prioritizes the moment. They're hedonistic, impulsive, and lack discipline. Winners know that the best rewards come with time. Winners are patient, strategic, and have a strong enough mind to have cultivated both discipline and a genuine love for the journey. So there you have it. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you support the channel down below by dropping a like and subscribing for more content in the near future. See you in the next one. Stay blessed.